Hey boys and girls, I'm going to walk you guys through kind of the next couple days here in finishing up the penny drop lab. You've gone through and collected all of your data, both quantitative and qualitative, and you finished the lab, and now it's time to put some of that background learning and that evidence and stuff together in a claim evidence reasoning. So that's what you'll work on today, and hopefully finishing by the time you are done this week here on a short week. So you can see on this Canvas page, if you go in modules for Canvas, there's a penny drop lab page open for you. Up on the top here, you can see this is the penny drop lab CER. This is the one that you guys can take and open. It looks like this. This is the one where you can do your writing or typing. It's organized into the claim, the evidence, and the reasoning section. And then on the next page too is the rubric. Kind of talks you through what qualities or traits you need for each of those levels. Because this is something we're going to turn in to Canvas for our second and final letter grade for first quarter here. So looking through here, as we did with our slime lab too, the claim. And there's a descriptor here too, just provides that answer to the problem in a statement, and possibly even how that compared to your original hypothesis from a couple of days ago. So there's your main problem. Will more drops of plain water or soapy water fit on a penny? Okay, so a statement here about what your answer is, your claim, whether it was plain or soapy. The evidence section, you'll probably need a little bit more space than what is provided here, but this is where you are just focused on the data. You collected data, you wrote your trials, you got averages, you compiled that into class data, so you should be including some of your data and comparing that even to the class data, as well as any other qualitative observations you made. Things like, I noticed statements. I noticed when the soapy was being put on there, I saw this happen, or the difference, compare and contrast between plain and soapy. All of those things, the data and observations, go into this section of evidence. Okay, and when you finally get down to the reasoning, this is where I'm kind of looking at to see your understanding of these concepts of surface tension and cohesive forces, and really explaining the science behind it. This is not the section to include any data or numbers or observations or things. This is where you get right to the answer of, here's why that happened. Okay, why did this one hold more drops than the other one? And this is where you start teaching then about cohesive forces, or how does that work, in surface tension, and how does that work, and the reason why soapy maybe didn't do as well as plain on there too. So this is your teaching section, giving all the science behind why that happened. So for those of us maybe, whether you're in class or learning from home too, this module page has some other things here with, you don't have to just write your CER. Over here I have a little menu. You can write it out. You're certainly welcome to do that if that's your strength. Or open a doc and use speech to text if you communicate best through just talking, the speech to text end of things. You could do a keynote, you could do a Google slide, try to organize that with a C, an E, and an R section explained out nice and neat with lots of detail. Do some sort of screen recording, maybe show your data, show some reasoning end of things, talk through it, if talking is your strength versus the writing part. Or some sort of video, if you want to create some sort of video. But any of these choices all have to have the parts of the C, the E, and the R, just as you saw on that other sheet. You can use this maybe as your talking points, but those three sections need to be evident in any of these choices. So, okay. For those of us at home here too, this is the penny drop lab sheet. That just brings up the sheet that you guys had in class. I know a few people at home had gone through and done this. The second page just gives you, this is not anything to do, but this gives you some good background. This talks about, cohesion and how that works. And here's some background on surface tension and how that works too. So use some of these things. Use some of these to help you explain in your reasoning section. There's also a video here, a SciGuys video that has really good background. There's some good animations in there that kind of explain how those attractive, surface tension and cohesive forces work. And then that pepper and water demonstration here. This is a short little minute video or so that goes through and gives another explanation here too. So you can do one of two ways. When you're all done, you have your CER, make sure you reread it to make sure that it makes sense. You've included all your details. I would encourage you to go onto that CER form and look through the rubric also to see, you can probably get a good sense as to where you stand on these based on how, if you have these bullet points included. You can either turn it in here, you can click here and it'll take you to that assignment, or you can come over to your assignments and you should see one that says Penny Drop CER. Either upload your video or take a photo of your written thing or a link to your video or whatever. Just make sure that is submitted in there then too. So sorry I won't be with you guys these 3 days yet. Can't wait to see you guys here the following week. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out through email. And hopefully I can get at those or ask Mr. Schultz too. He'll be able to help guide you guys through there. So, all right, good luck. And I'm looking forward to reading these and have a great week.